to recall Dadasaheb Phalke. So that would be the question. Because of Phalke's contribution. So for what the government had done it, because Dadasaheb Phalke has contributed exemplary to the Indian cinema. So now I can say, or some of you might be knowing the father of Indian cinema. So who is the father of Indian cinema? So it is nothing but the Dadasaheb Phalke. Right. And such an exemplary personality, to recall his contribution and to show gratitude towards him, the government of India has started this particular the India's highest award for Indian cinema in 1969. Right. So who was Dadasaheb Phalke? That could be the next question. And why he is called the father of Indian cinema, right? Father of Indian cinema. So basically he was Indian filmmaker who had directed India's first full-length feature movie, right? So India's first full-length featured movie. The name of that movie is Raja Harish Chandra. Raja Harish Chandra. So this was the first movie which was being directed by the filmmaker Dadasaheb Phalke. Not only this film, in fact, he has really contributed to the this particular, let's say, award. So this is about particularly the background related to this award. If I consider what the recipient is, yes, the recipient is getting in this particular case. So this award carries, that is what the recipient of this award will get. So it carries a Swarna Kamal, that is also called as golden lotus, a shawl, and a cash prize, How much is the cash prize? So it is 10 lakhs. So 10 lakh is the price, a golden lotus and a shawl. So this is given away to the recipient of the Dadasaheb Phalke award. So if you consider the first award, which was given in 1969, and it was I think first recipient is Devika Rani. Devika Rani. It is for person, Devika Rani. Fine. So she was the first recipient of this particular award. So it is acknowledged that the Devika Rani in 1969 got it in 1969, and it is always acknowledged that the first lady of Indian cinema is again Devika Rani, right? So she is the first to get the Dadasaheb Phalke award, and because of that, it is acknowledged that the first lady of Indian cinema is the Devika Rani. So she was actress, debuted in a film called Karma, not of Anil Kapoor's one, long back, maybe before independence, it had been there. So uh, we can consider or we can acknowledge the India's first lady or the first lady of Indian cinema is Devika Rani. Right. So this is about the a little bit uh, light on the Dadasaheb Phalke award. So we'll be continuing. If someone wants to take a screenshot, then they can. Okay, I think everyone must have finished. So let's continue now. So in 1969, it was started, and okay, quickly you can have. Okay, fine. So as I said, if we consider the first given in 2000, sorry, in 1969, then till now there must be so many uh, different recipients should be there because it is annually given, and it is. So if we consider the recipients of this particular award, so there are number of recipients which we can consider. Fine. And the most recent, as we have considered the first one, so most recent is by Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. Prior to that, it was given to Vinod Khanna. Prior to that, it was given to, I think, one of the Kapoors, maybe Shashi Kapoor. No, I think it is after, no, before Manoj Kumar. And then, so this was about the recipients. Now, there are some of the things which are very interesting in this particular award. So, if we consider the complete recipients, obviously there will be a list of this, but I will tell you one thing in this case. So, if we consider the actor called Prithviraj Kapoor, and I think one more actor, Vinod Khanna. So for their parents, in fact, for their father, it was posthumously awarded. So till now, only 2 awards have been given posthumously. So first award was given in 1971. That is, I think, to the Prithviraj Kapoor, and it was received by Raj Kapoor. Right. So Raj Kapoor is again brother of Shashi Kapoor. So if you could see the relationship, fine. So it was received in 1971 by Raj Kapoor, and Raj Kapoor himself got same award in, I think, 1987. So after a few years, it was received by Raj Kapoor. So I was talking about posthumously. So only two personalities are there, right, who got posthumously. Otherwise, everyone has got it alive. So first is Prithvi Raj Kapoor in 1971, and second is Vinod Khanna in 2017. So these are the only two personalities. Fine. So I was talking that on behalf of Prithviraj Kapoor, Raj Kapoor had received it in 1987, sorry, in 1971 on behalf of his father, Prithviraj Kapoor, and he himself got in 1987. And in 2014, his brother, known as Shashi Kapoor, got it in 2014. So you can see here Raj Kapoor and Shashi Kapoor. So a pair of brothers got this particular award. Okay, if we see another pair, right, which we can call the siblings. So here, the great Lata Mangeshkar and Asha Bhosle. So both these got it. I think this is in 1989, and for 2000, it was for the Asha Bhosle. If we again consider, so obviously this is for the by the singers. These are by actors. If we consider Baldev Raj Chopra and Yash Chopra and Yash Chopra, you should not worry about these names. Why I'm telling these things? I know if I tell these things to in that particular background, so whatever the important things are, that are ultimately always memorized. So nobody is intentionally asking these particular things, but you never know what kind of question will come in, right? So Baldev Raj Chopra and Yash Chopra, again in 1998 he got it, and in 2001 Yash Chopra got it, right? So Yash Chopra and Mr. Shah Rukh Khan was the very favorite pair in the Indian cinema, or in the modern Indian cinema, as we can consider. Fine. So these are some of the siblings. I think apart from this, there was one more sibling which is called Bomi Reddy, Narsimha Reddy, and uh, Nagi Reddy. So 74 and around maybe 75 or 76, I think 1986. So that was again another pair of brothers who got it likewise, right? And recent one, if we consider, right? So I think it is in 66th National Film Awards. Right. So can you find out what was the number of the National Film Awards in 1969? If it is in for 2018, right? Which must be given in 2019, but for the year 2018, right? So it is for Amitabh Bachchan, right? So we can consider this particular name. So it was for the year 2018. Keep in mind. Fine. So the last recipient, or the recent recipient, will be this one. Fine. So this is about the Dada Saheb Phake award. Now, in this particular case, you might be having some of the questions that whether it is given to personalities to the films, right? Or again, if we consider whether it is divided according to the languages or the regions. So these are not the cases, but it is always given individually, no doubt. And there is no restriction that you should be from only Hindi. Right? If you consider, I think 2015 or 16, I think 2016. So there was on Telugu, let's say, I can say sound recordist. So he got it. I think some name Vishwanath is there. So he was not actor, he was not a film director, he was not a um, what we can say producer. He was sound recordist. He got it. Only thing is that your contribution should be the outstanding in order to grow the Indian cinema as well as its development, right? And obviously, it will be let's say for so many years. It doesn't matter if you do it 1 or 2 years, very good. That would be different thing. Fine. So some of the names just I can tell you in which you might be interested. Gulzar is also recipient of this particular Pran. If you people have seen some of the uh, old movies in 90s and 80s, wherein the villain's role is mostly played by Pran, right? Again, there are some of the recipients from Bengalis, right? Soumitra Chatterjee, who is very renowned director who had worked with Satyajit Ray. So it depends on, right? Again, if we consider uh, Malayalam, so again here there will be some people from Malayalam. So there is no, in fact, again from Marathi, if we consider, so we have a pair from Marathi, Hindi, right? So which are the playback singers. So these are not the conditions that you can be of any of the languages, and only thing is that you should be alone. That means it is always given individually. Again, if we consider Dilip Kumarji, so he is also a recipient of this particular award, right? So most prestigious as far as Indian cinema is concerned, right? So this is about Dasif Phake. No, not yet. He might be getting after a few years. Now, see, very recently, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan got it. So whatever the names currently you are seeing, that might be considered after this now, right? So I think their generation has started by Mr. Bachchan. So hope so. It will be even in this list. Some of the great Khans may be coming in. Right? It depends on. Fine. So this is about something related to India's most prestigious, right? I can say India's Oscar for the films is Dadasaheb Phake Award, right? So this could be the one of the awards which we could have, or rather, which we. It is not a film. What I said, it is individual. Fine. So next, if any, is there any other question, you can post it on. Otherwise, in the session, we will be looking for the questions. So let's go for one more award, which is again very interesting. And name of that particular award is Bharatiya Jnanpith Award. Bharatiya Jnanpith Award. as long as the contribution to the Indian cinema is outstanding for its growth and development, irrespective of that, irrespective of any other things, if its contribution is outstanding, it will be always given. So whatever question you had asked, such clause is not there, right? It will not be given. So such kind of thing is not included in their code of conduct. So only thing is that contribution should be outstanding. So tell me, who will outstandingly contribute to the Indian cinema? So those who are contributing, they will be the recipient of that particular award. That's it. Right. So let's go for the next one. So this is Indian Literary Award. So Bharatiya Jnanpith Award is the Indian Literary for Literature Award. Indian Literary Award, which is always presented annually again. Presented annually again. Okay, I will tell you one more thing. Most of the times, rather, I used to see watch instead of see watch the show called, I think, Indian Idol. So many a times I got some of the motivations, some of the spirits from these singers, not because they have very good sound or the vocal quality, but also their path, from where they have started and how they grow day by day, and everything is happening in front of you. That means someone starts today, and after a few months, right, someone will become Indian Idol. So on the auditions you could have, or in the round of auditions you could have the you could have observed these people, fine. So that will always tell you something which is motivated, which is nothing but uh, the spirit for that particular while. So it is always good to see the presentations, and all these are now broadcasted live, right? So you must see these particular presentations, such as Bharatiya Jnanpith Award, as a FARC Award, the National Film Awards, right? So every year you could have that much time, and that will always keep you motivated, and you will be always updated with the things happening surrounding, right? So it is always there. Many a times, there was a great friend of mine. He said, I will not be seeing a whole match. I will not be wasting 6 hours or 7 hours to see and one day, but I will be always attending the post-match presentation ceremony. So within that 6-7 minutes, I could get the satisfaction of seeing the complete match. So it depends on, but perhaps it will be always developing after few practices. But that for that you have to have this kind of habit to see or to watch these things, and again think critically on these particular things, right? So Bharatiya Jnanpith Award, if we consider, it was the institute, that is Bharatiya Jnanpith, right? This particular institute was instituted in 1961. I mean, this Bharatiya Jnanpith was started in 1961. When later on, they thought that there must be an award given annually for the best literature from India in any language, but by only Indian, right, including English language. Right, it can be Marathi language. I think there are 23, 24 different languages are there. Among or out of these languages, if any of the language, if the literature is there and which is really outstanding, contributing towards the literature of India, right? So Bharatiya Jnanpith decided to uh, recognize the author for their outstanding contribution towards literature. So for outstanding contribution towards literature is always every year offered or conferred the Bharatiya Jnanpith Award by Bharatiya Jnanpith, and it was first given in first presented in 1965. In 1965. Right. So first given away in 1965. If we consider the what are the constituents or the components in this particular award. So if we consider the most outstanding work of the authors, and which if of which he is getting or she is getting this particular award, then they will be getting the citation block, right, in the award. Then a cash prize, if we consider, right, I think here I first write citation.
All the participants, please hear that. Last 1 minute remaining. Please try to join again. Please try to join again.